Now, can you tell, is it filming?
No, yes, sorry, yeah, it is.
The schools may rule! Well, I'll explain that in a second. Well, welcome along to this week's The Voice of Woodley from me, Jack Wright, and I've been very busy climbing up ladders with chainsaws and hedge trimmers. And of course this week, Bulmush at Bulmush School and Wangels have both had their open evenings. And of course on Tuesday evening I went along to the Bulmush open evening and it was absolutely brilliant. I was shown around by Patrick. And I started off, I tried the arts department out and tried to draw some kind of mystery object that was hidden in a bag. And then I went along to the design technology department and sampled something that had been made by their laser printer, which was a keyring, and they actually gave me a keyring, which I was very pleased about. And then I went along to the science department and had a look up some of their electrical circuits. And then they had, of course, the biology, which they always get lots of different things out for biology, and I had a look at a pair of sheep's lungs, I think it was being blown up. And then from there I went on to the food tech department and had a look and had a taste, I should say, of some scones that were being made, and I was thoroughly impressed by everything else that I saw at the Bulmush School, and I really enjoyed it. And then on Thursday evening I went along to Wangels College and was taken around by Matt. And I had a look at some of the models that were being made. I was very impressed by the model of the entrance of Wangels College. I thought that was very interesting. Then, of course, I went along to the biology department at Wangels and picked up a sheep's heart. And then I had a look at some snails, some very small snails. And then I held a ginormous snail, and I think that she was called Willow, and it was really nice to hold her. And then I went along to the food tech department and didn't get to try, unfortunately, but I got to smell some delicious chocolate cookies that were being made, and I thoroughly enjoyed being taken around by Matt. And talking of food, of course we are here, and hopefully you have realised that we're in a slightly different place, which I'll explain more in a minute. And on the 20th of October at 8 AM at the Baptist Church they'll be having a men's breakfast. Well, I say we're in a different place because we are in a very different place. We're in one of the other great centres of Woodley. We are at the Lozen Vale Centre, which is a precinct at the beginning of Hurricane Way on the airfield. And here I'm standing outside Pizza Hut. There is of course Drumright, a skincare shop, Rankin's Chemist, Jericho's the hairdressers, the doctor's surgery and the dentist. Drumright, which has now been here for 16 years and internationally established, and then of course Tesco's Express, which was once M&W's, Dillon's, then One Stop. And there'll be more about Drumright later on in the video. Well, later on this week, on Wednesday the 10th of October at 6 PM, will be held the Woodley Precinct meeting at the Oakwood Centre. And it's your forum to go along and see what's happening in the Woodley Precinct and to raise anything that you have thought about in the Woodley Precinct. And of course it is the middle of October right now, and there are lots of harvest festivals going on in all the 7 churches that we have here in Woodley, from the 7th to the 14th of October. And of course make sure you put some food aside to put into the Woodley Food Bank. Well, of course, I was talking about Drumright, and Drumright are holding an open evening just opposite at the Baptist Church on Tuesday the 16th of October from 7 PM. And they're trying out and showing off some of their new ranges of drum equipment that they're selling now in the shop. And talking of shops, of course, Chapter 1 Bookshop in the Woodley Precinct had Clarissa. I didn't make it along to meet Clarissa, but she was very enjoyed by all the people in the shop and was there for a good long time talking to people. But I did make it along to the bookshop breakfast at 8 o'clock on the 27th of September. At 8 o'clock, and it was very, very successful. Well, as I say, you may be may have heard of a play called In Praise of Love by Terence Rattigan, and that's being shown and performed by the Amateur Dramatic Society in Woodley on 26th to the 1st of December at the Oakwood Centre, and certainly not like an Amateur Dramatic Society. They are very, very good. Well, as we're coming to the end of the video, I thought it important to mention Woodley Pets, which is the new pet shop which opened on the 19th of May this year, and of course Jackie and the rest of the family put a lot of work into running the shop, and certainly as you're walking past the shop you will smell the shop. As you're feeling a little bit hungry, you might like to go into the shop and try some of the